Hello, everybody. In today's episode, I want to talk about ways that I protect my energy. As being an empath, I take on a lot, and I'm sure if you're watching this episode, you do too, so you don't want to miss out.
You are driven by the finer things. I see more than materials and wealth. What have you got to give to me? What I don't already give myself. You are driven by the
Thank you so much for taking time out to join me in my journey. I really do appreciate it. If you haven't done so already, I have to be cheeky. Please like and subscribe, you little saucy people. Today, I want to talk about being an empath. I realized I was an empath from a young age. Actually, I was very emotional, very emotional, and I was extremely sensitive. And I could just tell when someone was about to erupt in anger. I was going to tell when there was a bit of stress between multiple people, but I can't really go through the whole list because I was about to, and I had to stop myself. I started to read up about it and I realized I was more akin to having empath tendencies. And as a result, I took a lot of time trying to appreciate not only who I was, but how I can help other people see how they are doing things which might align with being an empath. It's very important to know that if you are sensitive, you need to find ways, habits, and coping mechanisms to ensure that you don't get stressed as the person who is giving the energy onto you. I became someone who was quite destructive and angry a lot of the time because I didn't know how to express myself, and I felt a lot of bad energy which I didn't understand, and as a result I absorbed said energy and I harbored it. And when I got into the role of helping others, life coaching, mentoring and counseling, I spoke to a lot of people, and initially it just weighed heavy on my heart. I couldn't go home and relax. I had to take some time off. I was experiencing burnout more often. I felt very lethargic. It was only until I realized that maybe I am supposed to be sensitive to all these energies for a reason. That's when I started to find coping mechanisms to ensure that I protect myself to the best of my ability. So now I'm going to talk about a few things that I do on a daily basis just to ensure that I protect my energy. First thing I do is some breath work. And breath work is really good alongside doing things like meditation, for example, because it allows me to think about how to reply to the person. And we need to take that cue to make sure that we don't react but instead respond to people. We need to see the bigger picture and the perspective, and some people can't do that instantly. We just think, oh no, that person's offended us, that person has said something to spite us. Let me give it back to them. But what we should be doing is taking some time out and seeing the bigger picture. So I would strongly recommend just taking some time out, whether it's 10 or 15 minutes, finding a place where you can be calm and by yourself and just take some time and deep breathing, okay? Now, if you do this for a small period of time, just think about the importance of responding other than reacting. Don't give this person negative energy, because that energy, that capability you have with holding on to energy can be very useful, but can also be scathing if used in the wrong way. The same way you can see fire as a means to light up a household, but it can also give wanton destruction to everything that it touches. If you don't have the time to think about what you gotta say, just choose the option which gives you the most love, okay? Even if that means just responding and then taking some time off, just please don't give that energy back to them. Find the bigger picture and use that energy as a means for profound, significant and positive changes. Number 2, build your boundaries. It's good to speak to people to let them know what you feel comfortable with saying, what you feel comfortable being around, and how you work as an individual. A lot of us make assumptions of how we know people to operate based on our own upbringings. So it's up to us to say to people and have good communication with them from the beginning about what you feel comfortable saying, what you can tolerate. But if somebody crosses that line, it's up to us to also say, look, like, please can you just take this into consideration, or I don't feel comfortable, or I don't have the capacity to respond to you. Whilst I say that, if you are going through something as well, just please ensure that the person who you're speaking to has the capacity to listen and give you advice. They might be kind and polite and they might not want to say something, so it's up to us to ask before we encroach. Number 3, be the observer of your universe. Just listen to your thoughts. Don't chastise them, don't push them away, don't argue with them. Just understand them. Just take some time out every once in a while just to feel what you're feeling, how it made you feel, what it made you want to do, what was the physical symptoms, what were the mental symptoms, and try to understand your body. A lot of these things come from childhood, the way we think, the way we perceive the world. And if we show anger to ourselves, then we anger our inner child. And if we anger our inner child, then this could come out deeply in the physical realm as a manifestation later on down the line. Because there's a lot of people out here who want to see the world flourish, who want to see the world go into a new direction where everybody has more equality and love. But when we look at certain things outside of ourselves, we might see disparities, we might see unequal rights, we might see a lot of sadness and destruction and fear being shoved down our throats. But it's up to us to actually use what we have learned inside to love ourselves, and use that capacity to love to speak to people who are in our direct environment. This could be friends, this could be family, this could be people at our work, this could be going to events, and this could be doing some exploration. But from personal experience, when someone gave me anger, I gave them anger back, and anger kept on going. But very rarely did I give anger to someone and they give me love and humility back. It happened a couple of times, and those couple of times out of the 100 times, I remember more importantly and vividly than the times when people gave me anger back, because it actually made me think, what am I doing? I'm hurting myself. And that's what we have right now. As empaths, we have strong awareness, we have strong love, we have strong potential, and we have strong capacities. And if we lose ourselves to anger, if we lose our control to our emotions, we risk losing so much more. This has been a new episode of Illuminate Disclaimer. I just want to say, as an empath, your skills, your talents, they are not burdens. They are very powerful and profound. And we need to realize that a lot of the things that we deem to be vulnerabilities are in fact strengths. So find ways to actually use this vulnerability to your advantage. I would say it's a superpower, to be honest with you. And while you do that, just do one more thing for me. Please keep on finding ways to illuminate your path. Take care.